And oh, I am live. Don't know what that means. So, hello, so family. It's a little bit different than um, doing a video before I upload it all. So, I titled this one The Unique You. Um, it's so interesting. I've written a book, obviously, about myself, not obvious to everyone. And when you really think about what you are versus who you are, is it's a huge revelation. At some point we kind of come to this conclusion about what we think about what we are, um, and what that definition is to us versus really who we are. you know are we maybe goth at heart, but we're pretending to be I was gonna say yappy. That's an old 80s term, right? Pretty in Pink movie. Um, and yet, who are you? Like, who are we at the core of our being and everything that's going on? Um, I had an experience last night that driving by NORAD here in Colorado Springs was so intense. I stumble at my um how to describe it. You know, this is who I am. I don't know exactly what I do. I've read definitions about remote viewing, don't fit that. Bilocating, don't fit that. Um, I can't even think of the other terms, or words or phrases that people use to describe that you're this or you're that. All I know is I did this. Whatever you want to call it, I went into NORAD. I saw the beans. I saw the um I'm not even sure what to call them. I don't know if they were all American generals, or I saw blue suits, green suits, black, full on like suits. The green and the blue were definitely military suits, but the black ones weren't. I was trying to look around. A particular being saw me. Uh, I I don't know. I mean, he didn't. It wasn't the same feeling that I had when I went into Schriever Air Force Base, where I felt like I got caught. He looked at me. He There was no reaction. Like, I didn't feel afraid. I didn't feel like I got caught. I kind of looked at him. We made the eye contact, and I thought, he doesn't care that I'm here. And he moved his gaze along. So he didn't really care I was there. Um, which is very interesting because I thought, I think I'm at a pretty high level meeting here. And the mountain, it just had so much energy. If you've ever been to Colorado Springs, I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. The bases and the mountain, it's got its own energy. Pikes Peaks has its own energy. So anyway, um, I couldn't, I couldn't identify names because I'm not allowed to, but um, I, I knew, I knew I was having this experience because I can, um, and I have the ability. Um, it's part of who I am. And that's really hard sometimes to reconcile within myself, that who the hell am I? you know, what does that mean? So I don't know. I just wanted to share. Well, I'll tell you first. Let me finish the story about what happened with being in there. So I really did feel there was about 6 different types of galactics that were there. Um, I can't tell you how many different representations of countries were there. I mean, there was just so many. Everybody was standing in the room, that I do know. I was walking around amongst them, even though I wasn't in the physical form. I was really trying to see who they were or read their body energy or something. It was very intense. Um, it wasn't that the galactics were upset, frustrated. However, I feel more like they were sad that something didn't happen the way that it was supposed to. So there's this whole kind of feeling of that it should have been this way, it should have happened this way. This was the plan and it didn't happen. And so I do feel that there was discontentment between the troops versus the galactics. And so I need some water. Obviously, I don't have any. Should have got water before I sat down. Um, so they did feel like they were very frustrated with us humans of not following through. So that part of it, I do feel is very significant to especially what's happening with Russia and Ukraine. And it does feel like whatever they were projecting was something that should have happened before this quote unquote invasion. So, however, I do feel like they want something more to happen um, now. And we humans weren't willing to negotiate on that. So it was really interesting. I feel the most impactful was, um, being around that place, I got so overheated. I mean, so overheated. Um, I mean, sweating, my mouth was watering, like, when you're gonna throw up, that you feel like you're gonna the mouth waters. I kept having that, um, and I just kept staring up at the mountain. It seemed so illuminated to me, even though I don't know, the moon wasn't even up yet, so it was just so bright to me, and so as I was watching this illumination of it, this process of whatever was going on. Oh, and the interesting thing was I recognized they weren't when I went in there, I've seen 18 floors below. They were not down below. They weren't at the 18th floor at all. They were like on the second level, whatever that means. But I felt like they were really close to um the surface, which I thought was very exposing. So anyway, um that part was really interesting. Then when I went home, I was freezing cold. I never got warm. I went to bed. I was cold. It felt like my teeth were almost chattering. It was so cold. I'm not like that. Anybody who knows me knows I don't get cold like that. Um, I was literally standing over the heater vent trying to get warm with the blanket. I could not get warm all night. It's as if I gave up all the energy that I had to be in that room, and I was depleted. And at some point, I would say I was in that room for about 20 minutes, Earth time. And then all of a sudden, I'm like gone. There's a perfectly shiny separator. You know the tin can kind of well, we used to play it when we were kids. Okay, I'm dating myself. What is this, the 70s? Right? You have literally the one can and another can, the rope in between, and someone would take off and you try to talk into it. If you're too young, look it up. I felt like I my body was connected to one end with the tin can and the rope. The other one was in the room, and then all of a sudden, boom, just like that, I'm cut off, and I'm standing with the rope in my hand. My tin can is cut off, and there's not a reflection of me, but there's a reflection of just this pure sheen. It's a trip because when you're having the experience of oops, when you're having the experience of being in one place versus another. And, I've looked up the definition of bilocating. I've looked up the definition of, uh, oh God, eh, I don't remote view, and I thought I did. And I think I've expressed this to you guys before. I don't know what to call it, but that's why I titled this Unique You, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the name is. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It doesn't matter whatever I can call it, whatever class you want to take, whatever definition you want to give it, whatever title, it just doesn't matter. I know I just did what I did. I know I'm having these experiences. I know I was in that room. I know I was really trying to figure out who they were, and I couldn't, and then that was okay. I accepted that. There was about 6 different galactic beings, different representations of dimensional beings, meaning, I feel like you could say some were Palladian, some were Lyran, um, wherever they were from, that's what they were representing. So this whole trusting and knowing, and I have talked about it over and over and over. I cannot tell you, I cannot stress enough to you, I cannot convince you enough. You have got to trust yourself. You need to really step within and say, I know. I know this happened. I know what I heard. I know what I felt. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. And I can remember being, I guess it was like 14 years old with my dad. It was just him and I. And he would say something, and I go, oh, I know, I know, I know, I know. And he finally goes, so if you know so much, then why are you doing it? Hmm. Hmm. Well, about, but you know what? Really, what I'm saying is to even my dad is, I know, yeah, I do know these things, and I'm still willing to step out, experience, challenge, um, you know, be rebellious, whatever it is. I still know. I'm not using that phrase, I know, because I'm a know it all. I know because I resonate with that energy. I know because I'm hearing truth. I know because this feels exactly as it's supposed to be. I know because you're speaking truth to me. I know, oh, because you're in my tribe. When we use those words, that's our truth. That is 100% our truth. That is 100% are knowing that this is true for us. So, it's like I've said over and over, and don't make this shit up. I am not that good. And then they go, imagination is an image reflected. That's what my guides told me. So if you're having this experience of being in your knowing, you're just experiencing what that knowing is. It's kind of cliche. Just think about it. You already know, so you're having the experience. You're having the experience because you already know. So when it doesn't feel right, when we're not in our knowing, it's difficult, it's challenging, it's frustrating. You don't have the right answers. Nothing makes sense because you're not in your knowing. So you are unique to you. I'm unique to me. And we all have something to bring to the table. We all have something to share. We all have something to um, be a part of that is a bigger picture. So, anyway, that's what I wanted to share. I wanted to, it's not about me having these experiences. That's not why I'm doing it. Because I'm always challenged of not, I challenge myself, but others who maybe listening, or, oh, I know someone, they have this experience, or um, I had this teacher and this teacher tells me this. So whatever it is, I don't really care, and neither should anyone else. Who are they? Who are they to say it's one way or it's this way, or you can't, no, can't have that experience. No, 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 no. I do, and I'm going to continue to have them. I don't know why. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't think I fit the norm. I've never fit the norm. I'm okay with that because I know who I am. I'm unique me. I am okay with being who I am. And that's a really challenging, trying, wonderful, exuberant place to be when you start stepping into those shoes and being yourself, allowing yourself to be free, no one challenging you. Or if they do, you don't care because you know who you are. And if you do care and you take it personal, because you got some issue that you need to let go of. Um, and when you can recognize that, you don't get frustrated with the other person. You realize, okay, yeah, I got some issues. And we do. So all the time, we're always going through them and practicing with each other and role playing with one another on how do we get to our unique self. So, anyway, I so enjoy talking. I feel like you're all listening, even though you're not. um, but there's a uniqueness to all of us that brings us together, the oneness, the abundance of generosity through our souls and our knowing who we are. Because when we're in that space, we're so uninhibited. We are free. John Batiste, Batiste, John Batiste, I think that's right, has a song called Freedom. And I'd heard it before, but boy, that song more than ever is just really standing out to me. I think I'm going to make it my ringtone. It's just, it's about freedom. What does that really mean for us? To be your true unique self is to be free. You are in freedom, uninhibited, um, not challenged, because you understand what's coming to you is for you, um, and for your good, bringing forth your true self. I think there'll be a lot more of us that are going to be contacted by galactic beings as we move forward. And there'll be a lot of questions as to who are they? What are they? What do they mean for me? How are they playing a role in my life? Am I afraid? Am I challenged to have their presence in my life and then not feel like you're crazy? Right? Crazy train, peace train, love train. Now let's get on the gravy train. There's no song for the gravy train, but there's songs for all the other ones, right? So, anyway, love y'all, and we'll be in touch soon. All right. God bless. Good night.